hooked him. There's going to be a penalty on Massena. LaPointe will pick up a hooking call. He got the stick up just a little bit too high.
No question, Captain Mike LaPointe doesn't agree with that one, but referee Wayne Humel said, hey, no question, the Potsdam player who had taken the puck away from Mike LaPointe in his own end, and as he went by him, LaPointe turned the blade over and hooked him. And now the Stoners with 5:10 will get a power play. 34 seconds in the first penalty to Massena. Eric Meacham with 20 seconds left in the Potsdam penalty to number 6 Marty Andrews.
So Potsdam goes on the power play again. The Raiders will have to try to kill a penalty. We've got O'Shea out there along with Walsh and Eric DeRosie. Here comes Potsdam across the blue line. Smith takes it deep, gets by the D, centering front, the shot, and it's blocked. Did not get through, and the Raiders move it out to center ice. Bouncing puck, picked up again by Kelleher, has it poked away, comes right in on Sloan, as Justin Walsh doing a good job and using some forechecking pressure there.
Big Andy Smith, big defenseman, cruising down that right side, round the Raider defenseman, cut right in front of Zach Long and laid the puck out in the slot. I don't know why he did not take that shot, but the Potsdam forward coming down the slot fanned on it. Good opportunity for the Sandstoners. O'Shea will take the face-off. We're down to 7 seconds in the Potsdam penalty, 1:03 in the Massena penalty, so now it's 4-on-4 for 7, then Potsdam back in the power play. And now we've got a couple more penalties coming here, I think.
Kelleher for Potsdam.
And Justin Walsh. Unsportsmanlike, they evidently said something. I know what that means.
Yeah.
I know for the Raiders, boy, you have to learn to keep that zipper shut. You just can't say that. Can't say anything. The officials have been instructed this year to be very, very rigid on that, and they are. And it might be unintentional. You don't know who they're directing it at, maybe at themselves, but you can't say anything.
Doesn't matter who you're directing it at, you can't say it. Off the face-off, puck poke checked out to center ice. Racing back after it is DeRosie. DeRosie in behind, so matching minors there, but now Potsdam's on the power play. They steal the puck in front, comes right in on Zach, and he makes the save. Pribble picks it up, trying to flip it to the blue line, moves it out. Here's Pribble, kind of misfired on it, finally comes up with it, dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Stoners on the power play here for 36 seconds. Smith with it, his pass knocked down. Following up on the play is Weegar, takes it across, gets a shot off, goes into the corner. Puck in behind now. Stoners lose it. Raiders clear to the blue line, but not out. Here's a drive knocked down in front, and it comes in behind. They wrap it around, and finally the Raiders clear it. And Mike Cameron just did a big no-no that you talk about, deflecting the puck right in front of his own goalie. He almost scored a goal.
Exactly.
7 seconds left in the Potsdam power play. Here comes Smith from the blue line. Zach makes the save. Rebound comes to Cameron, circles around. Penalty as he laps. We're back to even Steven. Raiders clear it out to center ice. Picked up there by Larry Allen. Still 3-0 Potsdam in the second period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Stoners move it ahead into the Massena zone. They got a 2-on-1. Here comes Potsdam's Fisher's shot. Zach makes the save, can't find the handle, bounces in behind the net. Cameron got a piece of it. Here's Michael with it, has it taken away by Fisher. He looks to center for Potsdam, takes it to the circle, goes back to the blue line. Here's Larry Allen with it. He flips it around the boards. They move it around in front, but it's intercepted. Raiders back toward the blue line, but not out. Kept in there. Here's a deflected shot. Zach makes the save. Puck goes into the corner. Picked up by Potsdam. Potsdam putting the pressure on Massena right now. Finally, the check is thrown. It comes to Cameron. Cameron gets bodied off the puck. Fisher steps in front. The wraparound attempt is knocked down, and the Raiders finally ice the puck to take the pressure off, and the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off. Massena running around in their own end, had several chances to clear it and didn't.
Oh, I tell you, Nate King had an opportunity. Abe Adams had a glorious opportunity. Raider defenseman came swooping around his net, and Adams came down and forechecked him, took the puck right away from him, walked right in, and at the last second it rolled off. Potsdam was laying the body, knocking Massena off the puck in their own end, and the Raiders were letting those forwards come out of the corner. You got to go in there, and if the puck comes out, great, but you can't let the opposing forward come out. They got to lay some body on him.
Off the face-off, puck goes to the side of the net. Drew Wonke with it, rips it around the boards for Justin Walsh. He moves it out to center ice. Picked up there by the Potsdam defense. Tommy Ormond to the Massena line. Bubba Gerard is there. He gets tied up along the boards. Puck sits there, and they still bang at it. Finally, it's O'Shea. O'Shea takes it across, goes by the defense. Here's O'Shea's shot, saves Sloan, and a good one. That's Massena's best chance of the game right there.
It was, and a good effort by Timmy O'Shea as he just split the Potsdam defense. Just a great, had a defenseman hanging on to him, got the shot off, but a big save by Jason Smith with the left hand. Great move by O'Shea, went down the middle, cut to the left, and got the shot off with the Potsdam defenseman hanging on. Smith, the big left hand. I should say Sloan, not Smith, excuse me.
O'Shea takes the face-off, or O'Shea, Meacham rather, and Sloan covers up right off the face-off.
We mentioned Jason Sloan the first time about his grandfather, All-American goaltender at St. Lawrence University, and his uncle, a pretty good hockey player also.
Off the draw, puck bounces around in the circle, right out, it goes in the net! Massena scores a goal. I have no idea how. I think Timmy O'Shea will get credit for it. It just bounced around and went right by Sloan, and the Raiders are on the board somehow.
All those accolades, and young Mr. Sloan just lost his focus there for a second. Puck off the face-off, just bounced up in the air, and I think it was Timmy O'Shea just came off and kind of took a swoop at it, and then Jason Sloan just lost sight of it, and it bounced, and it was in the net before he realized where it was. Harmless-looking little dump up in the air off of two sticks colliding, and it took a little bounce and right by him. He just lost his focus, I think, for a moment, and it was a moment too long. O'Shea will get the goal. I don't think there's going to be any assist, unassisted.
Okay, off the face-off, puck dumped in the Massena zone. Back after it there is Ben Nightingale around the boards for Pribble. Lester doesn't, well, he let it go. That's what he did. Let it go, and Cormanius can't catch up with it. Potsdam dumps it back in the zone. Zach out of his net to stop it, and Potsdam almost moved it back in front, but now Pribble has it. Pribble's headman to LaPointe. He takes it ahead for Cormanius. Here comes Nick across the blue line to LaPointe. LaPointe in the corner gets tied up. Good defensive play made there by Potsdam. Back checking on the play, that was Kyle Hewlin. And now the Stoners move it down ice, but icing waved off as it just didn't make it. Ben Nightingale with it, looks up ice, skates it ahead. Here's Nightingale on the wing for Pribble. Pribble just kind of overskated it, and Potsdam back the other way. Across the blue line, here come the Stoners. Here's a shot right across the goal mouth. Comes back into the circle to the blue line. Kelleher winds up, his shot is wide. Bounces to the 45, Pribble after it. Pribble trying to move it out of the zone. Comes to Charlie Durant. Durant back out, back in again. Delay offsides. Nightingale trying to clear. He didn't clear the zone. Fisher picks it up. Fisher centering pass. They got a man in front. He couldn't come up with a puck. And the puck goes into the corner. 3-1 our score. Potsdam, they're threatening here, but now Massena moves it ahead. Here comes LaPointe. Final minute of play. LaPointe across the blue line. Charlie Durant cranks it up, fired it wide. Puck rips all the way back to the blue line, kept in by Cameron. Cameron flips to Cormanius, knocked away. LaPointe gets a piece of it, but it's intercepted and dumped back into the Massena zone. Not far enough for icing as Durant comes up with it. Here comes Charlie. 3-1. Potsdam leading. Comes to the Kelleher at the Potsdam blue line, flips it ahead, and the Stoners dump it back in the Massena zone. Puck in behind the net. Zach stops it, but it's knocked away. Here's a chance for Potsdam on the open net. It's knocked away and goes into the corner. That didn't go wide by much with 18 seconds left. They bang at it. Meacham throws a check. O'Shea digging for it. Here comes Timmy with a puck. And we have a whistle behind the play. There's going to be matching minors.
Yeah, Charlie Durant's going to get one, and I think maybe Jonathan Who's the other. He's going to run them both. After the play, they had a little set to in the corner and got a little extra lick in. The play had gone up the ice, but referee Wayne Humel spotted it, and he's going to send them both. High stick on both of them.
10 seconds left in the first period, and both players get penalty. 3-1 now. The face-off will be at center ice. And Massena was going up on a rush, too, so that hurt Massena more than Potsdam.
Yeah, and the Raiders, in my opinion, are going to be fortunate to come out of here only down 2 goals. They've been badly outplayed this period and got a break on that goal. That last one, his 10th of the year, Timmy O'Shea at the 12:35 mark.
10 seconds left in the period. 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. O'Shea will take the face-off out there with Walsh. DeRosie and Cameron. Cameron flips it ahead, comes to Walsh across the blue line. 5 seconds left, can't do anything with it. Puck back out again. Potsdam will dump it to the Massena line, and they'll go to the locker room, having outscored Massena 2-1 in the period, and outplayed them by a wider margin than that. They lead at 3-1. after 2 periods of play. Broadcast on WMSA today brought to you by Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plant. Working together, their quality shines through. By the Coca-Cola bottlers of East Orvis Street in Massena. By Nationwide Insurance at 229 East Orvis Street in Massena. By Coach's Corner, 191 Park Avenue in Massena. That's not here. By Upstate Water Systems. Call for information at 769-1406. North Country Savings Bank, 22 Phillips Street, Massena. Paris Excavating and Environmental Control Corporation on the Massena-Winthrop Road. By Massena Savings and Loan, 121 Main Street, Massena. By Massena Optics, 55 Main Street, downtown Massena. By Homestead Dairy, located on West Hatfield and at the corner of North Main and Maple in Massena. And by the members of the CCOM Federal Credit Union, 30 Stern Street in Massena. We played 2 periods of high school hockey here at the Pine Street Arena. The Potsdam Sandstoners leading the Massena Red Raiders on a score of 3-1. We're going to go back now. We're having some line problems again, and we'll go back to Paul Durham at the studio and switch lines, and we'll be back with the statistics of the period and the 3rd period in just a little bit. Again, it's 3-1 Potsdam after 2 periods of play. Could be a lot worse.
Well, both coaches said that this was maybe going to be a fun game. I think the Sandstoners are having more fun than Massena is.
Right now they are.
They're having a lot more. I'm sure Coach Long, Coach Latham are going to talk to them at this intermission, regardless win or lose. They want to see a little more hustle, a little more get those legs going, maybe hit somebody besides the end of the bench or the boards, you know, throw a check out there. How about helping your goaltender once in a while down in your own end? Don't give the puck to the opposition. I mean, good, but again, only youngsters, and but we've seen them play so much better, and it's, you know, came up Potsdam, and the Sandstoners, give them credit. They're the club, if they have got, you know, if you're going to say you're going to play fun, loose and easy and have fun, I would think that they would want. Massena wants to go undefeated. I would assume Potsdam's had several losses. They got to get ready for Canton. But for 2 periods, they've been the aggressor. They've taken charge. They've taken the game to Massena. It's 3-1. Could be more, but for the grace of God for the Raiders and a couple of goal posts. 3 goals in the period, 2 by the Stoners and 1 by Massena. 2 quickly, 17, 15, and 22 seconds apart. Nate King got the second Potsdam goal at the 3:45 mark. John Yannickas and Tommy Orman picking up the assist. Orman dumped it in the corner. Yannickas out-hustled the Raider defenseman for the puck, threw it out. Nate King parked out on the circle, the edge of the circle. You visualize where it is, the inside of the circle, about 15 feet out, and he could have set up camp there, chopped some firewood, and pitched his tent. He had that much time. Puck on the stick, and he just wound up and fired a low bullet along the ice and beat Zach Long 2-0. Then bingo, just 22 seconds later, Potsdam had it in the corner, and Andrews dumped it in, and Hoos slid it back to Kelleher at the point. He had plenty of time. He slid across about from his left point, stride and a half, and he wound up and he fired a bullet through traffic. Wasn't sure if it hit something in front. It didn't, and Stoners led 3-0. Could have had a couple of more. They were just all over Massena. Zach Long made some big saves. In fact, he had 13 in the period, and a couple of goal posts in there. And then the Raiders late, 12:35 mark, harmless little play. Face off to the right of Jason Sloan. No one won the draw. The puck went up in the air. A couple of sticks slapped, and Timmy O'Shea just kind of took a swipe at it, and Sloan I think just lost his focus. He didn't see where the puck went. It just end over end and hit, and bingo, in the net before he realized where it was.
Certainly wasn't Massena's best opportunity of the period. They did have a couple of good chances. Charlie Durant had a great chance and a nice feed from LaPointe, I believe it was.
Yeah, and Timmy O'Shea had a great chance when Justin Walsh outworked the Potsdam defender, got it out to O'Shea, parked to the right of Sloan, and he just fired it wide.
Saves in the period for the Potsdam goaltender, Jason Sloan. He had 7 for a 2-period total of 11. Massena goaltender Zach Long, as you said, was busy. 13 saves, 2-period total of 17. So the shots on net are 20-12 favoring Potsdam. Penalties in the period. LaPointe for, oh no, wait, let's go up a little further. A few more period penalties in that second period. Eric Meacham picked up a holding call at the 8:40 mark for Massena, but then it was Marty Andrews going off for tripping, and that was at the 8:52 mark. Then Mike LaPointe picked up his hooking call at 9:50. Then it was Tim Kelleher and Justin Walsh getting matching minors for unsportsmanlike conduct. Then at the 14:50 mark, Charlie Duran and Jonathan Hughes each got matching roughing calls, and they've got a minute 20 to serve in those matching penalties when we start the third period. Well, we're going to find out how badly Massena wants this game. We know they're capable of playing a lot better than they had in those first two periods.
Yeah, and again, I'm sure the coaching staff are something to the effect that regardless if we win the game, but let's go out there and let's play a period
at least
of hockey.
Win the period.
Yeah, win the period, and let's get up and down that ice. Let's show some hustle out there, and some hard work, and let's win some battles along the boards and the corners. We haven't won too many in those first two periods, and for heaven's sake, let's give some help to our goaltender out there.
Well, that's for sure. So the Raiders coming back out first, and maybe they're going to try to get something going in this period. Here comes Potsdam. Potsdam with a 3-1 lead. Again, our broadcast on WMSA brought to you by Seacom. 30 Stern Street by Homestead Dairies. West Hatfield in the corner of North Main and Maple by Massena Optics. 55 Main Street, the Massena Savings and Loan at 121 Main. Paris Excavating and Environmental Control Corporation, Massena Winthrop Road. Also North Country Savings Bank on Phillip Street. Upstate Water Systems, their number is 769-1406. Coach's Corner, 191 Park Avenue. Nationwide Insurance at 229 East Orvis Street. Coca-Cola Bottling on East Orvis and Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plant. Working together, their quality shines through. So, a 3-1 Potsdam lead. Raiders, though, could be in a deeper hole than they are, so they should feel themselves fortunate, and they're still in striking distance if they can have a good third period.
Agreed. Both teams back on the ice, as Jerry said. The Raiders defending the goal to our right. Potsdam in their home uniforms. Nice color combination of the uniforms, Jerry. I really like that. They've got the home white trimmed with blue and orange. The blue pants, blue helmets, blue gloves. Sharp-looking home uniforms.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And the Raiders, of course, they do have sharp-looking road uniforms. Primarily red, trimmed with white and blue. So both clubs have broken from the huddle from around Zach Long and Jason Smith, and officials Wayne Humel and George Dobbins proceeding to the center of the ice, and I'm passing the clipboard on down to our statistician, and we're just about ready to go here. We got a full booth up here tonight, the PDM broadcast crew down to our left, and we've got Timmy Long on the video, and Tommy Hardy is doing stats for us tonight, so we got a full contingent up here.
All right, our normal stats person, my wife Sally, unable to make the trip to Potsdam tonight, so we want to thank Tom for stepping in. LaPointe out there. Michael's going to take the face-off. Off the draw. It bounces back to the line. Is that DeRosie up on the wing? No, he drops back. And down the ice, we got a 4-on-4 situation, so that's why we've just got 4 players. DeRosie moved up on the face-off. Potsdam in their own end controlling it. Jeremy Bove, nice shift, moves it into the Massena zone, trying to split the D, and he's just taken out of the play nicely by Ben Nightingale. Or DeRosie, I should say, around the boards to Pribble. Pribble bangs it ahead, but doesn't clear the zone. Kept in at the point, dumped in, and Nightingale goes after it. Nightingale skates around from behind his net and starts to move it ahead. Here's Nightingale from the red line. Into the Potsdam zone it goes. Around the boards in the corner. Smith after it there for Potsdam. Moving it to the blue line. Kept in at the point. Bounces in front. And Sloan stops it there and leaves it for Kelleher. Timmy Kelleher takes it out. Flips it ahead. And Potsdam moves it. Nate King across the blue line. He's taken out of the play. Puck bounces free. Raiders clear it back out to center ice. Larry Allen with it. Dropping it over to Kelleher. He moves it up on the wing, and it's dumped into the Massena zone. Here comes Smith with it. Poke check nicely, and Raiders break it out again. Nightingale, good play. Here comes Mike LaPointe. Stops just across the blue line. Pokes it by 1, by 2, takes it in front, shot, score! Mike LaPointe makes it 3-2 as he went by 3 stoners, and the Raiders are back in the hockey game, no doubt about that.
How many times have we said that if they need someone to give them a lift, number 7's the guy, and I was going to comment on our next break how I'm sure he heeded Coach Long's words because he tried to put a Potsdam player through the boards here. Fortunately for the Potsdam player, he saw him coming, sidestepped, and Mike LaPointe almost went into his own bench. He was going in so hard. At the end of his shift, exhausted, going down the right side, no other red shirt around. He beat 3 Potsdam players. First 2 with just bulled his way past him, and the third one, the Potsdam player tried to play the puck, and he just shifted it by him, went right in, and beat Sloan with a wrist shot high up over the left shoulder. Just a great goal by Mike LaPointe. That'll be unassisted.
Off the face-off, puck back in the Potsdam zone again. O'Shea in after it. He goes together with the defenseman Tommy Ormond. Puck squirts free. In behind Meacham, trying to come up with it. Goes to the side of the net, and Sloan pounces on it as he had the big cruiser right on top of him. And we'll have a face-off. Let's see if that goal lights a little fire under the Raiders.
Well, it should. I'll tell you, you lead by example, and that's why he's wearing the C out there. He's the guy you go to in that situation. And as I said, he was, just by the way he tried to throw that check out there.
Off the face-off. Puck goes in behind the Potsdam net. Back after it there is Marty Andrews. Around the boards it goes. Picked up by the Stoners, Yannickas. Yannickas moving it ahead. Here's John Hoos with it. Jonathan Hoos fakes it across, trying to go by the D. He does, gets it in short side. The puck sits on the side of the net. I think he was a little bit too short side. Now the puck, Hoos again, in behind. Hoos battling for it, looking to center. It's in the mesh, but it's still free. Finally, Meacham coming back to pick it up. Meacham to O'Shea. O'Shea doesn't clear the zone. Banged around the boards again. This time Walsh will go after it and move it out to center ice. Allen intercepts his pass. Walsh takes it away and dumps it deep in Potsdam territory. Here's Timmy Kelleher with it. Rips it around the boards out to center ice. Weiskopf. Drew Wonke gets it before Weiskopf does at his own blue line. Walsh, headman to O'Shea. He just directs it in the zone as the Raiders make a line change here. Coming out with a Kerwin line. Kerwin, St. Thomas, and Joey Weiskopf. Here comes Potsdam, though, back the other way. Across the blue line it goes. Stoners bounce one in behind the net. St. Thomas along the boards, trying to move it, gets tied up, flips it ahead, still in the zone. Finally, it's knocked around on the other side. Weiskopf, no, he's not going to come back for it. Barkley does, flips it ahead. Weiskopf at the blue line, trying to poke it out of the zone, still in the zone. Potsdam with a chance in front. They got a man breaking free. It's right on Zach. He makes the save, the rebound, and they bang at it. And finally, Zach has it between the legs, I think. He somehow kept it out of the net, though.
And a great job by number 10, Andy St. Thomas. Raiders trying to clear it on this left side, lost it, gave it up, and two Potsdam players broke in on one Raider defenseman, and St. Thomas from the far side came back, and I'm not sure the Potsdam player lost his number, but he was all set to get a good shot off on Zach Long, but some good hustling back checking by St. Thomas tied him up, prevented the scoring opportunity.
Cormanius against King. Cormanius wins the draw. It's out to center ice. Picked up by Kelleher. Kelleher's headman pass goes back in the Massena zone. Charlie Durant bangs it ahead to the Potsdam line again. Kelleher is there. Here's Kelleher with it. 3-2, Potsdam leading Massena. At center ice, into the Massena zone. Around the boards, Nightingale to Pribble. Pribble looks up ice, has it knocked away, gets it back again. Here's Pribble, and he just flips it in the Potsdam zone. Sloan makes the save, leaves it for Kelleher. Kelleher around the boards. Here's the long head man. They got King breaking. He's going to bust in on Zach. His shot, he scores! And Potsdam has their two-goal lead again, 4-2, as King with a breakaway all by himself.
Nate King, the Raiders got the puck, dumped it into the Potsdam end. It went in behind the net, and Timmy Kelleher, way down deep in the left corner, looked up, and Nate King, coming off the bench, got in behind, he was right at the red line, and he was from the blue line to the red line behind the Raider defensemen. Were both on the blue line, wide open, and Kelleher took that 75-foot pass right up the middle, put it right on his stick, and King got it and turned and went in and beat Zach Long up over the left shoulder.
So it's back to a two-goal lead for Potsdam. In behind the Potsdam net now, the Meacham line out there from Massena. Justin Walsh digging for it, stolen by O'Shea to Meach in front. His shot, save made by Sloan. Puck in the corner, great opportunity. O'Shea again in front. His shot right across the goal mouth. We got a whistle and a penalty on Potsdam, I believe.
That's going to be a slashing call, happened in the corner. I think it's Andy Smith. We'll wait and see. It's going to get the gate.
No, it's going to be Tommy Ormond.
Tommy Ormond on the call, but Eric Meacham just wide open in the slot, took the shot, and a great save by Sloan, and then Timmy O'Shea again on the short side, looked like he was going to shoot it. He elected to pass it across the slot, nobody there. If he had it back, he'd probably take the shot, but Eric Meacham had Sloan dead to rights, either side, and he went dead in the middle.
Meacham will stay out to take the face-off along with Walsh and O'Shea. Cameron and Bubba Girard out there. Face-off right side. Puck dumped to the blue line, kept in by Girard. Bubba with it, goes to Cameron. Cameron steps, flips it, right in front. It's knocked down by the Potsdam D. They move it to the blue line, out to center ice. Gerard with it at his own blue line. Bubba with a puck now, backs into his own zone, looks up ice. Headman pass to Cameron. Cameron flips for O'Shea. O'Shea pokes it by the pinching defenseman. Here comes O'Shea in the corner after, looking to set it up. Timmy O'Shea with the puck now. Moves it on the 45 to Meacham. Back to the point, Cameron. Goes back to Meacham. Steps in front, his shot. Save may have been wide. Puck bounces to O'Shea in the circle. Back to the blue line, Cameron. Cameron, back to O'Shea. Knocked down, but it's knocked away. And the Stoners control it and bounce it out to center ice. Bubba Gerard back after it with 40 seconds left in the power play. Here comes Gerard across the red line. Dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Around the boards it goes. Cameron in the corner after it. Kicks it in behind the net, goes after it himself, can't quite catch up with it. Now the puck comes to Andrews. Andrews being bothered, goes to the blue line. Gerard winds up, deflected in behind. Puck comes to the other point. Cameron cranks, scores! Mike Cameron! And Michael gets the goal to make it a one-goal game again, 4-3.
Stoners not able to clear the zone. The puck down in the corner, went in behind Sloan, all the way around the dasher to the right side, and big Mike Cameron stepped down from the point from about 45 feet out, and he just one-timed one, and Sloan never moved, never came out to cut any angle, and he was just taken. I think he was surprised that Mike Cameron fired it so quickly, but puts the Raiders back within one with 9:46 left to go in this hockey game. Mike Cameron will get the goal. We'll find out who the assist. It's going to be Bubba Gerard's going to get one, and big number 14 for the Raiders, Mr. Irish, Timmy O'Shea, picking up the other one.
4-3 now. Potsdam leads by a singleton again. Here comes Potsdam, though, 3-on-2. The shot, save made, and a good one by Zachary. Puck in the corner, going to be a penalty on Massena, as Nightingale will get the call for interference, and Potsdam will go on the power play. And while we have a chance here, we're going to pick the WMSA Powerade Power Play winner for Mike Cameron's power play goal, and the winner is Steve Michaud of 3 School Street, Massena. Steve Michaud of Massena is the winner of a case of delicious Powerade from Coca-Cola and WMSA.
And Mike Cameron gets his first varsity hockey goal of the year, his first varsity of his career, and it was a great shot from that right side, stepped down about 40 feet, and it was just a bullet. Sloan didn't have a chance. He didn't come out to cut much angle, but I'll tell you, that was just up over the shoulder. Great shot by Mike Cameron.
Massena trying to kill a penalty. LaPointe bangs at it and goes up into the stands. Will face it off again in the Massena zone. So the interference call on Nightingale, I believe. And 1:26 left in the power play for Potsdam.
It is interference, and Ben Nightingale picking it up.
So the Raiders, Mike Cameron came up with a timely goal, get the Raiders back to within one again. See if they can kill this penalty. Off the face-off, puck comes out by the blue line. Here's a shot. Zach makes the save and covers up. Ooh.
Sorry, Jared, I was going to say, in my estimation, the best hockey player wearing that blue and white for the Stoners is that number 4 out there, Kelleher.
Oh, yeah.
That, for tonight's game anyway, it got converted forward back to defense, and he just slid a nice pass over to his buddy on the power play, Kyle Hewlin. Good shot through traffic. Zach Long able to make the save.
Here is Kelleher again. Goes out by the blue line. Being bothered by Cormanius. It's poked away, and it comes to Durant. Durant moves it to LaPointe, and LaPointe flips it down the ice. And it comes in on Sloan. He'll leave it for Kelleher. He's being bothered by Cormanius, but skates away with it. Here comes Kelleher, moving it ahead on the wing to Weegar across the blue line. Weegar into the corner, around the boards and behind the net. Finally drops it back to the point. Kelleher shot on the fly. He misfired on it. Puck comes in behind. Bouncing in the slot. LaPointe throws a check, but the puck's free in front. Here's a backhander, and it goes in behind. Comes to LaPointe. LaPointe's pass knocked down by Hoos. Hoos back to the blue line. Kelleher, ooh, may have come out, but here's the shot. Save made, rebound, another save, and the puck goes in behind the net. Puck still free. In the corner, finally Durant picks it up and dumps it down the ice. And I'll tell you what, they're calling for an offsides, and it was close.
Great save by Zach Long right there.
I guess so. Hoos with it at the blue line. He's taken out of the play heavily by Pribble, and O'Shea just dumps it back into the Potsdam zone. 4-3 now, Potsdam leading. Here comes John Hoos across the blue line. Drop pass and a nice one. Here's the drive, and it hit the crossbar. Zach got a piece of it by, and it hit the crossbar and goes up into the wall.
2 big saves for Zach Long. That one, first one was off number 10, John Yannickas, who had the whole short side on a rebound. I don't know how Zach Long got across Rob Yannickas, and just a second ago from the point, I'm not sure if it was Andy Smith, but just cranked one. Long got a piece of it with the big glove and hit through the glove off the crossbar onto the rink. But 2 big saves by Zach Long.
Okay, 1 second left in the power play, and the Raiders clear it out to center ice, and that'll take care of the power play. So the Raiders withstand it. Potsdam leading by Singleton. Here they come again across the blue line. Nate King knocked away out to center ice. Bouncing puck sits there. King picks it up. Has it knocked away by Walsh. Walsh trying to move it ahead to O'Shea, but it's intercepted by Fisher. To the Massena line, right back out again. Here's Walsh. Ahead to O'Shea to Meacham. Here comes Meacham busting down the left side. Fires it right across the goal mouth, but he didn't get much wood on it. Puck in behind, picked up by Abe Adams. Adams flips it to the blue line. Here comes Potsdam, intercepted. Meacham flips it right back across into the Potsdam zone. Picked up by Tommy Ormond. Ormond trying to move it out to center ice. Fisher knocked away from him. Comes back inside Potsdam territory, but it's right back out again by Larry Allen. Puck along the boards, O'Shea after it. O'Shea drops it back in the Massena zone. DeRosie ahead to Wonky. Wonky flips it to the Potsdam line. Allen's there to intercept. Larry Allen with a puck. Headman pass goes to the Massena line, intercepted. Wonky across. Walsh tried to do the move, and he didn't get by Allen. And here's Allen from center ice. Zach makes the save, comes free to Wonky. Wonky flips it ahead. He's got Walsh busting down the line, takes it by to O'Shea. O'Shea knocked away, and the puck back out to center ice. Potsdam almost had a break. Now Walsh flips it in. That'll be an offsides on Massena.
Talking to Timmy Long Jr. In between periods, and he was wondering, we were talking how well Potsdam had skated in those first 2 periods. He said, I don't know if those legs can hold out. There's a lot of emotion out there, and what he's saying is coming true. The Sandstoners getting a little rubbery out there with those legs, and the Raiders taking it right to them.
Off the faceoff, puck dumped right back inside Potsdam territory. Smith after it in the corner. Massena with a Cormanius line. He steals the puck, knocked away at the last second. Puck out by the blue line. LaPointe throws a check. Comes to Cormanius. Here's Cormanius cranking it up. Oh, he didn't miss by much. Around the boards, Durant keeps it in at the point. Flips it into the corner. Goes in behind Pribble. Pribble in front. His shot save made. Rebound dumped down the ice. And that'll be an icing call on Potsdam. Raiders putting the pressure on now.
I'll tell you, Sandstoners just hanging on by their nails. They're trying everything. Short shifts, getting the puck and just dumping it. 20-second shifts. They can't wait to get to the bench. All that adrenaline, all that excitement, those first 2 periods, it's just kind of worn thin right here, and they're just hanging on. Raiders all over them at this stage.
Hoos will face off against Cormanius. Wins the draw. Pribble flips it in behind the net. Puck around the boards, racing for it there. Puck along. It's Andrews. He gets by the check and moves it out. Moving it down in the Massena zone, goes by everybody. It's going to go in behind the net. Long leaves it for Charlie Durant. Rips it around the boards, but Andrews steps in front of the pass. Dipsy doodles into the corner, moves it in behind, but it's intercepted by Cormanius. Cormanius banging it out to neutral ice. Kelleher loses to LaPointe, takes it across, but there's going to be an offsides on Massena. Puck bounces back out, and the offsides waved off. Here comes Potsdam. They dump it in the Massena zone. Ben Nightingale with it, still 4-3 Potsdam. Nightingale flips it ahead to Pribble. Pribble, 4-3 Potsdam, A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. Ahead to Durant to LaPointe. Here comes Michael with the puck, takes it in on the right side. LaPointe in the corner. Gets tied up, double team. There's got to be someone open somewhere. LaPointe skates out with it. Center's in front, knocked down. They bang at it, and Potsdam's going to clear it to the blue line and out to center ice. Comes to the Massena line. DeRosie's there. Just over 5 minutes to play. Potsdam by a Singleton. Here comes DeRosie. DeRosie, Dipsy doodles by 1, by 2. Goes to St. Thomas right side. A little bit too far. Andy in after it in the corner. St. Thomas gets knocked off the puck. Bounces to the blue line out to center ice. Cameron's there to pick it up. Here's Michael. Banks. Ahead it goes to Weiskopf. Across the blue line. I think we got an offsides. We do.
Example of how the Stoners are really running on fumes right now. Jonathan Hughes, fine young hockey player, led the rush down the ice, got knocked down. The play went the other way. He got up. I watched him. Last man coming back. I figured he's going to the bench. He's dog tired. He wasn't. He stayed out there, and Raiders got a good opportunity, walked out in front. Where was Hughes? He was just struggling to get back in the play. Just really running on fumes right now.
Slack out there with St. Thomas. For the Massena Red Raiders and Weiskopf, we're going to have Nate King out there with Abe Adams and Scott Fisher. Off the draw, puck sits at the blue line. St. Thomas takes it across, gets knocked down. The puck taken away, but kept in there by Weiskopf. He looks to center, but it's intercepted by Adams. Adams doesn't clear the zone. They bang at it out by the blue line. Finally, the Stoners move it out. Here comes Potsdam. Across the blue line, nice dipsy-doodle move, but it bounces into the corner. Adams with it, trying to come up with it. He's taken out of the play. Comes to Weiskopf, flips it ahead to neutral ice. Puck back in the Potsdam zone. Tommy Ormond moves it ahead to the Massena line. DeRosie flips it to St. Thomas. Here comes St. Thomas down the left side, trying to move it across to Slack. It goes in behind. Still 4-3 Potsdam, just over 4 minutes to play in the third period. Stoners move it out of the zone. Long head man pass. Here's Brad Wilson. Potsdam with their first line. They slide it in front. The shot, Zach makes the save and holds on. And we still had Nate King out there, and he got the opportunity, but didn't really get a good shot off. And Long makes the save.
Well, Nate King, I thought he got a good shot. Didn't put it in a good location, but Nate King, looking for his hat trick, sent right got in behind the Raider defense. Good pass came from that right wing. I think it surprised him more than anything that
It was the fourth line, Wilson, who was out there for the first time tonight, who made the good pass.
Wilson made the good pass, and again, King's selection of where to go, left, right. He didn't. He went right up the middle with it, tried to go between the 5-hole, and Zach Long was able to close the legs. Big save. 3:55 left in this game.
Meacham against Bove, comes to Kelleher at the point. His pass knocked down out to center ice. O'Shea trying to poke it by to Meacham. Here comes Meacham. Meacham takes it in. O'Shea's lost his stick. Meacham in behind the net. Picked up by Bove. Bove, we have a whistle. And what do we got?
Net's off the mooring.
Okay.
I think that's all.
As the goaltender got knocked into his net, that's Jason Sloan, and he knocked the net off, and the face-off will come, I think, outside the zone.
Yeah, I think Timmy Kelleher and Justin Walsh collided, and they both kind of ran into to Sloan, and he went backwards, knocked the net off the moorings. Let's see where the face-off's going to be. Potsdam had possession. We're going to break out. This, see where it's going to be.
A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard says 4-3 Potsdam, down to 3:39 left in the third period. WMSA, Massena, New York. This has been a very fast game.
Compromise. They're going to split the difference here in the face-off.
At the top of the circle, Potsdam wins it out to center ice. Wonkies to flip it ahead. Meacham trying to go to O'Shea, knocked down. Meacham gets it back again. Dumps it in the corner. Puck in behind the net now. Kelleher picks it up there. Here's Kelleher in behind his own net, trying to flip it on the defense. They move it out to center ice. Here comes Jeremy Bove across the blue line. Bove takes it in behind and around the boards. Bove still firing it. Goes back to Smith at the point. He winds it up, deflected right wide. In behind Bove again. Bove loses to Wonkies. He's taken out of the play. Raiders move it O'Shea. Just trickles it ahead to center ice. Smith just nailed him. Puck comes back in the zone, back out again. Wonky after takes a whack at it. O'Shea follows up, goes to Walsh. Walsh, quick shot, and it goes wide in the corner. O'Shea and Smith both go in after it, and they both kind of tie each other up. Puck comes back to the blue line, out to center ice. Bubba Gerard after it, and Gerard goes in his own end to pick it up. Here comes Bubba Gerard skating out of his own end. Headman pass knocked down at the blue line, but it's finally cleared. And those diagonal passes. Here comes Potsdam across into the zone, knocked away. Meacham picks it up. Meacham back the other way, 2.5 left. Here comes Meacham. Goes to O'Shea. O'Shea knocked away, back out to neutral ice. Charlie Durant flips it ahead, knocked down. Here comes Potsdam back across. Johnny Yannickas can't get it in the zone. Bounces back to the red line. Potsdam defense to the Massena line, right back out again, back in again. And apparently it was not out because Charlie Durant will take it out, I think. Here comes Durant by a couple of forecheckers, moves it ahead down the ice. That'll be an icing call on Massena. 1:59 remaining in the third period on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. It's 4-3 Potsdam.
Raiders making one pass too many. Again, this stage of the hockey game, the Potsdam's very tired. They don't want to mess around with it. Just dump it in deep, get in and crash that defense. They're trying to be too cute here in the neutral zone, and that pass went astray and got called for icing. Face off to the left of Zach Long, as you mentioned, Jerry, 1:59 and a 4-3 hockey game favor the Stoners.
Cormanius will take the draw against Nate King. Off the face-off, the puck won by Potsdam. Fisher out by the blue line. Here's Smith's shot deflected into the corner. After Nightingale, Fisher takes it away. Fisher in behind. Poke checked away. Nightingale is there. Here comes Ben Nightingale. On the boards ahead to Pribble. A little bit too far. Smith knocked away from him. It comes to the Massena blue line. Nightingale clears it out again. Here's Pribble. Pribble gets checked. Nightingale can't come up with it. Comes across. Pribble after it again. Looks up ice. Now he's going to flip it to Lapointe. Here comes Lapointe. He gets upended. And the puck comes into the Potsdam zone with a minute and a half to play. Back out to center ice. They bang at it there. And Potsdam controls. It's Kelleher into the Massena zone. He's taken out of the play. Stays with it, though. Finally gets knocked down. The puck just sits there. Now it's taken across into the zone by Abe Adams. His shot through traffic. Save made. Rebound. Another save. Where is the puck? It's in behind the net, I think. And the puck in the corner. Nightingale throws a check. It comes to Durant. Under a minute to play. Durant's headman pass. Walsh trying to chase it down. Sloan comes out of the net and plays it in behind. Sloan into the corner. Raiders down to 50 seconds. Not a lot of time. Meacham's line coming out, but it's out to center ice. Meacham dumps it right back across. Raiders back in the zone. O'Shea digging in for it with 40 seconds left. O'Shea throws a check. Puck around the boards, comes back to the blue line, kept in at the point. DeRosie steps by one, can't get the shot off, and it goes up into the wall with 29 seconds left. And the face-off inside Potsdam territory. Raiders will pull their goalie.
I think the Raiders are going to call a timeout also, and I was concerned with Mike Lapointe. He went off the ice, but he's back out there now. He got a tremendous check, and it wasn't from somebody in a white shirt. It was somebody in a red shirt. He and Nick Kermanius collided right here, just right at the red line, and Lapointe didn't see his teammate coming, and Kermanius was knocked into by a Potsdam player, and he got up slowly and went to the bench. I thought he was in pain, but 29 seconds in a very fast-paced third period. Exciting to say the least, and the Stoners up by one, holding on for dear life. They badly outplayed the Raiders in the first two periods, but Massena got some life here in the third and been just taking it right to Potsdam.
29 seconds left, 4-3 the score in favor of the Potsdam Sandstoners. Massena looking to go undefeated in the league season. That is definitely in jeopardy right now.
Well, they've got 29 seconds in which to go to get one to go into OT to go undefeated.
We haven't had an overtime game yet this year, have we, David?
I don't think so. No, I don't think we have. Came close down in Rome. That was close on that penalty shot, but face-off is going to be
pretty similar game to that game, although Massena played two good periods in that game. Here they played one, the third period, but I'll tell you, Potsdam so far has withstood the pressure.
Face-off in the Potsdam end, not at the dot, to the top of the circle, to the left of Jason Sloan. The Raiders are going to put 6 attackers out there. The net is empty. They've got Charlie Durant along with Captain Mike Lapointe, Kermanius, Pribble, Eric DeRosie, and Timmy O'Shea.
Pribble or Kermanius will take the face-off against Hughes. Nobody wins it. Potsdam comes up, flips it out. Durant is right there, shoveling it back in the zone. Bounces in. Kelleher moves it to the blue line. DeRosie can't keep it in. Trickles back with 15 seconds left in the period. Durant picks it up. Still time, but Massena's got to move it. And they move it ahead to O'Shea. O'Shea knocked away. Following up is Kermanius. Across to O'Shea, to Pribble with 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Puck in the corner, they center it, but it's knocked away. And Potsdam wins it 4-3.
Stoners off their bench, just in jubilation, surrounding goaltender Jason Smith, and the Raiders do not go undefeated in league play. The Potsdam Sandstoners going to upend them here in the Icicle Dome in Potsdam, New York, 4-3. As we mentioned, Stoners took the first two periods and badly outplayed the Raiders. The Raiders came back a little too late, but not enough, but they gave a good effort here in this third period.
Yeah, they did, and for some reason they just kind of sat around through two periods and got behind by quite a bit. And then they did try to come back and played hard in the third period, but it was not enough. So the Potsdam Sandstoners give Massena a loss on the league season. They end the season at 9-1, and that makes it 16-6 on the overall record as Potsdam beats Massena 4-3 here, and wrapping up the Massena league season. Stay tuned for the post-game show on WMSA.